Health Gamers Network. It's Shane here, and I'll be taking you through some mundane task focusing today using Guild Wars 2. Normally when we do repetitive tasks, or tasks that we've done frequently before, we will start to do it on muscle memory. This includes things like washing the dishes or driving the same route to work every day. If you try to think back to how you got to work today, you will probably struggle to remember the journey itself. Mundane task focusing uses your senses to bring you back into the task that you're doing, not the thoughts inside your head. This can work well to redirect you from distressing or negative thoughts that you're having, although it is important to acknowledge those first. Normally, you would use all 5 senses when doing this. However, while gaming, we need to focus on sight and hearing. There's no point in asking yourself what the herbs that your character is gathering might smell like if you can't actually smell them. Normally, gathering resources in MMOs is a boring task which feels like a grind, and often we do it while doing other quests. I've chosen to make the resource gathering the objective here, and will try to remain focused on the task at hand. For this video, I've recorded the vocals as I went along instead of doing a voiceover afterwards to make sure that I was in the task and not thinking about making a video, so there might be some bumbling and mumbling along the way. And here we go, I'm going to hand you over to Past Shane.
So what I will do is start moving now, and we will kind of get into doing some mining in Guild Wars 2. The reason I've chosen Guild Wars 2 and mining and tree gathering and things is because it is a boring task which normally you just do as you go along. But what I'm doing today is doing it with the purpose of trying to refocus our attention to it. So I've just mined that ore there and didn't ask myself any questions because I was too busy talking over the top, which means that I've kind of lost the opportunity to do the mundane task focusing, and my thoughts have remained on actually making the video rather than being inside the task. So I'm going to see if I can find another resource now.
This took me a little bit of time to find some more resources, so I just thought it'd be a bit less boring if we sped through it.
So if it takes me too long to find anything, I will just speed up the footage. So what we want to do now is, for mundane task focusing, we want to think about our sight. So what catches our eye as we're doing the tree chopping, and we want to kind of focus on the light and the shadows. I'm actually quite surprised there's quite good shadows in the game. And then for the next one, I think I want us to focus on the movement. So how does he swing or use his sickle? He actually gets on his knees for this one. We've got some more over here. So we're looking, we focus on the highlight and the colours. We can see that it's green. It's got different coloured edges. There seems to be a lot of gathering spots here, which is good for our purposes. And now that we're coming up to this sapling, I want us to concentrate on the sound. So what I want us to do is I want us to kind of think, what sort of sounds do we notice and what sounds do we often associate with this task? So I think the sound of the tree breaking and the sound of the axe hitting the wood isn't really surprising. The grunt, I think, kind of was. Took me by surprise a little bit there. Seemed to have some kind of portal opening up there, which probably means no good. Okay, let's take some more of this. Thinking about the sounds. I feel like if I was thinking more about sounds I'd expect to hear, I'd probably expect to hear a swing of an axe. Maybe the whooshing through the air. I suppose it actually is there a little bit on the lead into the sound of it hitting the tree. So I think that's all for those trees. Let's see if we can find any more in this direction. even as we're travelling, we can ask ourselves these questions. So, hearing those footsteps underfoot from the dinosaur that I'm riding. There's some more herbs over here. Is there anything that we can... Okay, get rid of this guy first. Complete waste of napalm then. So apart from the grunting of what I assume is a young man who is obviously not fit enough to be adventuring, there's not much to hear from the gathering side of things.
And a little bit more wayfinding here.
So like I said before, the gathering itself is one of the more boring tasks by some way. What's this? Oh, yep, I've got a mine candy corn. This is new for me. So, looking at the vibrant colours of it, and let's see what we can hear. Not a lot. Apparently I've run out of tools. You can hear the vein of candy corn breaking there as well. So let's just see how unhealthy this guy is. Hear him grunt again. He should not be having that much trouble getting up. Let's see what else we got. Got some more iron in here. So looking at the outline highlighted, we can see the green, we can see the silver, the yellow of the text. Try to focus on the sounds. You can hear the mine crumble. I don't think that's something I really want to tackle, and I don't think I'm going to have a choice. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, the big guy knocking me down did distract me quite a lot, and I actually ended up staying to finish him off. He was quite annoying, and I reckon he deserved it.
Another victory.
Now there's nothing standing. Finally learn the truth surrounding these turrets.
Now, what's important here is that we get back to what we're doing. We are going to get distracted from our thoughts. We are going to get distracted from what we're trying to do. That is part of life. And part of mundane task focusing and other things is actually practicing how to refocus too, not just maintain focus in the first place. So, we finish that up, we find our next bit of ore. We concentrate. And we finish these guys up.
Exhilarating!
And again, listen to the click of the healing turret. The explosions from the rocket turret. And go back to finding our resource. We listen out for the crumble. We see the fluid motion of him rising it over his head. We come up to the silver ore up here. Again, put down some protection. And then we do it again. This time we're listening for the sounds over the rushing water. Okay. So we've got quite a lot of resources now. Probably won't make anything useful with them, but it's nice to have them anyway. Start with the auction house. And I'm gonna take my way back. To a waypoint in order to leave myself there. So where's the nearest one? Not a waypoint, that's a guy and a dragon. Looks like the closest one's just behind me. So yeah, hopefully you can see that by doing the mundane task focusing we essentially help ourselves to direct our thoughts to where we want them to be. Is that a broken bridge? Which way it is. And by directing our thoughts to where we want them to be, it doesn't matter if we have distressing thoughts, because we can just redirect them once we learn. And that's really important, because if you can start taking the emotion out of the thoughts, then it's a really powerful tool. So if you have the thoughts at all, are they causing you any issues? Or is it the emotion that's attached with them that's the problem? And here we are back where we started. Alright, so thank you for spending a bit of time with me today doing some mundane task focusing. I'm going to leave it here for this kind of routine. Yeah, so if you have anything you want to add, or if you want to kind of start the conversation, please leave a comment below or email us at Mental Health Gamers Network, or one word, at gmail.com, and we'll kind of pick up where to do some kind of mindful things next. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.